think we're hot. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Are we good? He arrives for us. Good morning, everybody. Oh God. He's flipping.
Good morning.
Flipping cat. Oh, thank you for waking up this early, Cass. We're gonna roll a character for you, and thank you so much for agreeing last minute to, you know. I have a really good friend, I'd say brother, right? That I was supposed to be doing this with. He's been missing for over 2 months now. He's gone. And I called the cops. 2 months? 2 months. I've been calling.
Brother,
you know,
I don't think 2 months is. People go missing for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think 2 months is. They're gone.
That's the crazy thing of. I feel like, if you know, it makes me a little nervous. But let's say we expect the worst, and my good friend Professor Lando has died. They would have found the corpse or something, right? There's nothing. There's nothing.
Maybe he doesn't want to be found.
I mean, I feel like he would still tell me. So.
Or maybe.
Something.
Maybe they caught him by surprise and he had to run away last minute.
Maybe. But the long and short of it is we can't wait. We can't wait any longer. We're ready to go with this concept. So thank you for coming on. I don't know. If he shows up one day, maybe we could figure something out where both of you guys are hanging out. But for now, let's just assume that for the foreseeable future.
I'd be happy to replace him.
Do you know the guy? Have you ever met the guy? Probably not, right?
No, you told me a story about when we did that off collab, but
yeah. It's just weird. It's weird that you happen to move into the exact same, you know, building.
That's all right. Well, I'm looking forward to doing D&D.
Oh, thank you.
I noticed you have a scar on your brow.
Yes.
How'd you get that?
I
know how you got this one.
Are you familiar with the isekai anime genre?
Yeah. They die or something, and they get sent to like a new world, a fantasy world.
Yes. Are you familiar with the truck-kun trope? Mm-hmm. Truck senpai?
Get hit by a truck. And
yeah, and you get sent to another world, right?
The classic, the Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah. It's to enlighten you about this scar. It's like, want to know how I got this scar? I was out there in another world being a bandit, and then a knight on a warhorse came and ran me over, and found myself in this world. So, yeah.
Unfortunate.
Don't worry about it. I think this place is way better. You know.
We get to play D&D.
We get to play D&D, exactly. We go back and it's gonna be good.
Do you think in a fantasy realm, like in a medieval tavern, adventurer crew, they play like instead of Dungeons and Dragons, they play normies in normies in North City, and it's like you're like a family and you have like a job and you go see movies and go to the park.
Yes. Offices and bosses. That might be a good one.
Offices and bosses. Yes.
O and B. I think if that is something that they do, they have way more free time than I did, you know, in that other world. So I feel like this was entirely like a luxury.
I'm pretending to be sick to call off of work, roll for initiative.
Yeah, and you fail, and then your boss fires you, and then like there's like an arc where you're homeless, you know?
A homeless arc.
What's the ONB version of a murder hobo? Like tax evasion? I don't know.
Oh. So it'd be the first instinct thing. Like someone who drinks and does drugs, probably.
Like the trope of the murder hobo is that like everybody has to. If you're not a murder hobo in a D&D campaign, you have consciously resisted the call to murder like everything in your path, right?
Oh, so something that is in the equivalent to like where a fantasy character would find like enticing to do in the real life.
Sort of, but it's also kind of like it's just too easy to become a murder hobo and just like kill everything.
Easily accessible.
Yeah, and it's like bad too.
Probably to be. It doesn't sound as fun, but maybe to become like a iPad baby where you scroll. Do you become a iPad gamer where you scroll TikToks?
I've seen people talk about iPad kids. I wonder if that's like an actual thing or people are just worried about it.
No way, it's gotta be real.
Well,
because it's happening to me and I'm a grown adult.
People used to say, well, I guess this is just on you, but people used to say that we were like, you know, the television's rotting our brain, or like we're on the internet too much. The internet is making us stupid. I feel like every generation, the old people of that like time period complain that kids are getting stupider. And I feel like that's a thing that's been happening. I feel like in the 1800s, they were probably complaining about that.
What would the equivalent in the 1800s be?
Like books, right? I remember.
They're reading the books. These damn kids are reading the books. They're becoming stupid.
Why are they reading this fiction? Who cares about the Count of Monte Cristo? They should be reading the Bible.
It's not real. It's not real.
He's damn literate. Okay, we're like yapping. So Cass, have you played D&D before? Are you familiar?
In my life.
Never in your life.
No,
You've never played.
I'm kind of familiar.
Kind of familiar.
You know,
okay.
I've seen a Critical Role or two.
Yeah. It's gonna be like that. You're gonna be role playing a character. We're gonna roll up a character for you. Like you're gonna have stats and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that the cool thing about playing a tabletop RPG is you could play a character that's wildly different from you. You know, if you're a mild-mannered, you know, educator, you could become a psychotic, you know, drug lord or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that you are the world's greatest spy, or the second world's greatest spy, right? Something like that.
Second. Yeah.
So you could, but I also think it's perfectly fine if you're like not too familiar with role playing and TTRPGs in general. You could play something that's closer to what you are, so it's easier to get into it. So both are like completely valid. Doesn't really matter which you choose.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna roll a character for you, and I have a couple things brought up that can kind of guide you towards it. So it's like not too overwhelming, not too crazy. But feel free to just be like, no, I don't want to do that, and you're gonna do something completely different. Okay. Okay. So, character name. Do you want to leave that? Or are you one of the people that like when you're starting an MMO, you have a ton of issues with the character name, and you leave that to the end, and then you agonize about it?
No. So I always name it me.
Really?
So I might fully customize. Usually when I play an MMO, I will fully customize the character, so the character might be completely different from me.
Yeah.
And it will vary widely from MMO to MMO, but I always name it me.
Ooh.
But for D&D, I maybe somewhere along the middle where I want to be a little bit of myself, but I won't be like exactly myself. So I won't be like.
What if you spell your name but really, really stupidly? Like a stupid way that
I was gonna say
like this.
Along that line, I won't be like
just a stupid, ridiculous way to spell your. It's like you know, I don't like to say it because I feel like it's kind of mean, because it's like that's the way. Have you ever seen like the concept of a tragedy, and it's like spelled like
theater? What?
Like that? Have you ever seen that? It's like people that spell their children's names like really weird to try to be unique. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like these
old or something.
This is a tragedy right here. Spelling Casper this way is like pretty. What? Why? just spell it normal, you know?
Can we do the name at the end after we've created the character
Yes.
and have a better sense for
Yes, I think that's a perfectly valid way to do it. A lot of people, I myself do that as well in an MMO, but I give myself a hard limit. It's like, I'm gonna do everything else in character creation, and if I don't have one thought up in the end, I'm gonna pick like, just, you know, I'm gonna steal like a video game that I'm into, right? So it's like, I've actually named, oh man, I hope people don't find me through this, like, but I just won't tell you the MMO, but I played, do you remember the name of the main character / hero of Gears of War?
Marcus Phoenix?
Yes, I've named a character in an MMO that I've played Marcus Phoenix, because I get to the end and it's just like, I don't know what to name it. Fuck it,
What
like,
the-
this is my favorite game right now, and then I've named the character Marcus Phoenix.
You've talked about Gears of War a lot. You like that game, huh? That's a surprising game for you to like, I feel.
Is it surprising? I don't know. It was a good game. I feel
Well,
like
you don't really talk about other games from that era, like Halo or that's why.
Well, Halo, everybody played Halo. Everybody. But my younger brother beat my ass at Halo real bad. And, you know, I got a little butthurt about it. So I don't like to think about Halo just because, you know, that's the first game. That's the first game that my, like, baby brother beat me at. And it's just like, up until then, I was like curb stomping him, you know? Like, I don't think he ever beat me in Mario Kart ever once, right? But that's the first game that he beat me at. And it's just like, whatever, I don't even like this game anyway. And I don't like thinking about it. It's like, I imagine, like, when you're a parent and, like, you realize for the first time that your child can overpower you. And, like, you have, like, you know what I'm talking about? You have, like, a moment where it's just like, oh, man. This is awful in every way. Like, they should always be smaller and weaker than me, you know? It's like, what happened?
Yeah, it'd be scary if my cat Pickles continued to grow to, like, a lion size.
I mean, what's really funny is how grounded I think every cat owner, and it's weird because you're like a cat boy, but every cat owner I've met and talked to, and I asked them this question, I'm surprised I didn't ask you this question, is if your cat was the size of like a T-Rex from Jurassic Park 1, do you think they would eat you? And every cat owner has been like, oh yeah, they would definitely eat me. They're like not loyal to me at all. Like, what's your take on this?
If I have 3 cats, CC, Boba, Pickles, it depends. The percentage chance of them eating me is...
It's
if it was
variable.
Boba,
Okay.
which you met them, so you know.
Boba was the one that was staring at me creepily while I was sleeping on your couch.
Boba would definitely eat me.
Yes.
For sport.
For sport,
She
not
would
even
kill
for
me
like
for sport.
sustenance. Okay.
Pickles would eat me for gluttony.
Okay.
Reasons. He
Like
would
hunger.
he would eat me.
Yeah.
And then CC would not harm me.
Really? You're like certain? Like the
She's
chance
like a
is
gentle
0?
giant. Yeah.
Huh.
Chance is 0. But Boba would, yeah.
It's so weird that you have a cat named Cece. You
Why?
had, you know, like, I mean, does it stand for anything? You know, because my friend that's missing right now also, you know, had a cat named Cece. This is crazy. What a coincidence.
I
right?
mean, CC is a common name. I'm CC. I'm Casper Cattuccini.
Oh, are you a megalomaniac? Did you name your cat after yourself? That's crazy, man. Like
It's
like
just
like CC
coincidence.
Jr. or something.
There's a lot of names that there's a lot of people with names that start with
Yeah.
C and C, like
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus. Let me find more examples. Like
Carmen Sandiego.
Cindy Crawford.
Oh yeah.
Courtney Cox.
Yeah. Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
Among many others.
Okay. So it's just a coincidence. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. If you say so. I'm probably just overthinking things. Don't worry about it. So you think that this cat of yours, she definitely would never have eaten you, and she wouldn't eat. For example, all right, can you remember a time that this cat caught an animal? You know, like a mouse or something like that, or even like a bug.
Yes, she will. She gets the cockroaches.
Yeah.
She'll slap them.
Mm-hmm.
She'll go bop with her paw, and it's like, to me, it's just like a little cat swatting at a thing. But to the cockroach, it must be like a car sideswiped you.
She didn't eat the cockroach though. She just like kind of played around with them.
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
But see, the thing is, my mother used to have hamsters, and like Boba and Pickles would probably eat the hamsters, but Cece would go into their little enclosure and she would just watch them, and she never did anything.
She had access to their enclosure, like
It was just open, yeah.
You know what? You've converted me. I kind of believe you.
You're a cat boy, right?
Yeah,
now.
I'm kind of
cat
a cat.
work.
I'm a
Is
cat
there
work
lore?
right now.
Is there lore to cat work?
So this is not real. They're just like, you know, I bought them from Party City, and then I put them on, and they're like
attached to your head so well. How'd you do that?
Yeah, you know, glue, like Gorilla Glue, is a plug. The tail is a plug-in type, but I've accepted the fact that they're not antis or bad actors. I have what I would like to call degenerates in my community that like this, you know?
The ears?
Yeah, like they just like it.
Do you ever bury your face into a cat?
What? No.
And take a whiff? I smell my cats a lot.
Wait, don't they smell
Chat? What do you think?
bad?
Do you do that? No, they smell great because they're clean. They clean themselves.
What do they smell like? Yeah, I imagine it would smell like cat spit, right?
No, they smell good.
What do they smell like?
I don't know. It's hard to describe. They just smell kind of like a blanket.
Like a blanket? So they smell like soap? Like detergent, laundry detergent?
No, more like a blanket that hasn't been washed.
More like a blanket that hasn't been washed.
It kind of has like a homey smell. Let me smell your cat ears.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Oh, that's not the ASMR that I signed up for. Oh, no. Are you vomiting on me?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, all right. We're in. So, we'll leave the name till the end, right? I think we could look at like two types of, so your class is like your job, right? What do you do? And I think you could choose something completely different, but I would say the things that fit you the best, if you want to model it kind of after yourself, is either the rogue or the bard. Do either of these like stand out to you?
The bard. Okay, well, I played, what's that game? Baldur's Gate, briefly.
Yes.
And I was a bard because I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And you told me, hey, don't play the bard because the bard's too complicated. And he's kind of like the master of all, but that kind of makes it hard in a way.
The bard is incredibly powerful.
And then I played the bard, and I was like, oh shit, this sucks. I see what you mean. And I regretted it. So I'm gonna go rogue.
Yes. I can also help you build a melee bard, like a fighting bard, and then it becomes a lot more simpler, and you're still decent. I think a fighting bard is about as powerful as a rogue, which is kind of impressive in that, you know, you still have your spells, but the difference is that bard has a lot of shit to keep track of, right? That's the reason why bard is hard, because they've got a lot of like resources. They have spells and inspiration, bardic inspiration, that they need to keep track of.
I think it's too much for me. I'm not as smart as I used to be.
How does that happen?
I don't know, but I'm definitely just like not as good. Not good. First of all, my talking, I'm regressing into like baby talk. I trip up on my words more. I say the wrong words more. I can't multitask as well as I can. I don't like reading. I can't read.
You can't read. You've lost the
can't
ability to
see.
read.
I'm just becoming stupid.
We should.
And I feel like my chat encourages me. They
be
have a
stupid.
certain way. They have like they're able to do this weird psychic attack, or rather psychic like manipulation with the combination of words that they put in. And I read it. It's slowly making me stupider.
Huh. So it's like an incantation. They're cursing you.
Yes. Yes.
Huh. That's a little.
So probably I'm
Rogue?
better. Yes, I would be better as a rogue, I think.
Okay. Not a problem. Make you a rogue. We should study that. I feel like
Study? Ah, no.
there's something there that we should suss out, because I think it's a little concerning that they seem to be cursing you and making you stupider, right?
I don't know.
Okay. So for now, we'll do the rogue. Now the race, if you want one that's a little bit closer to what you are you familiar with a tabaxi? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Tabaxi.
Yeah.
Are they like the things in Skyrim? They're like cat people.
The Khajiit? Yes.
Yes.
They're very similar to Khajiit, although there's two different official sources, and one of them I think is cool because it says tabaxi's appearance is as varied as their attitude. Some tabaxis have features or patterning in their fur like tigers, jaguars, or other big cats, while others have appearances more like a house cat. Still others have unique patterns or might style their fur to their purposes, or some might even be hairless. So you could be more similar to what you are, because you know you've got like no hair in some places and a normal amount of hair in others, and then in other places you're more like, this is a little disturbing, but a little bit more like a humie, you know, in the way that you're.
Shit.
It's a little weird, you know, variable. So you could look at it like you could look any way you want, but I do think that the tabaxi is a decent choice for you.
Definitely tabaxi. I'm looking at this list. There's a lot. There's a lot, but you might be looking at a list with homebrew. Are you familiar with the concept of a homebrew, like what that is? Like custom?
Yes.
Not official?
Not only not official, not only like custom, but it's some dude on the internet just like made it. So like it could be the most overpowered, like unbalanced, like, oh, I made a homebrew race where like your racial abilities, you could be like Dr. Manhattan and point at someone and make them explode, you know?
I see
it's
that.
Crazy. Yeah.
Wait, there's a lot of cool ones. Oh my gosh. Wait, hedge. The hedge?
The hedgehog?
The hedgehog?
Maybe.
Wait, there's a, what is this? Humble Wood campaign.
Humble
They're
Wood.
all animals.
Oh,
This guy's a mouse.
Humblewood. That's one step above homebrew, but that's like you know, like a custom furry campaign. Yeah. I think I've heard of that.
Wow.
Because you could do that. They tried to make it so that you couldn't do that anymore. Because Hasbro / Wizards of the Coast, they've gone into their like evil arc.
Hasbro?
Yeah.
What do you play?
What do I play?
Because you've been DMing for a while, right? If you could play, what would you be?
D&D? Let me think. I have a lot of different characters that I've played over the years. Max HP 8,000? What is this shit? I don't actually know. I don't have an active character that I've been like obsessing over, but like some of the characters that I've rolled over the years that I've gotten kind of fond of. I had a dwarf rogue, and he was the professor of the local college in the dwarf city that he hails from, and he's like a archaeologist, right? So he's kind of like an Indiana Jones like dwarf character. And at the college that he teaches at, he specializes in the goblin language, you know? And he's an archaeologist of like goblin culture. So he goes out there in the field, and I don't think I ever got to play him that much, but one was like, when people called him a thief, he would get really indignant, and he would just be like, I'm not a thief, I'm an archaeologist.
Oh.
And he refused to kill goblins. He just like wouldn't do it. Yeah.
He's like the vegan equivalent in D&D.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Like, he would be adamant that like their culture was just as complex as everyone else's, despite their like propensity to like kill and eat.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I
you
feel
know?
like some people who've had their families torn apart by goblins would
Yeah.
disagree.
Yeah. He would just be like, well, people use goblins as like a stepping stone to get to level 3, so turnabout is fair play, I say. Anyway,
Tabaxi it is.
Tabaxi, got it. Well, let's go over like the abilities that you have as Tabaxi. I'm like torn, Cass. Like, I'm not sure how much of the story to let you in on. It's possible to come in with no tie-in, to the setting that you're going to be playing in. I'm not certain that that's ideal, because I do feel like it's not a faux pas, but general DM rules say that like they should tie in relatively easy. It should be loose but existent. So I'm kind of like, we're gonna play it by ear.
I mean, how will I be just completely at a loss, or? Because I think I can adapt pretty well.
Yeah, I think it should be fine. I think it should be fine. Okay. So, as a Tabaxi, hailing from a strange and distant land, wandering Tabaxi are cat-like humanoids driven by curiosity to collect interesting artifacts, gather tales and stories, and lay eyes on all of the world's wonders.
That sounds good. That sounds right up my alley already.
Yeah, they kind of like they're like loot goblins. They like to gather shiny things.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate travelers, the inquisitive Tabaxi rarely stay in one place for long. Their innate nature pushes them to leave no secrets uncovered, no treasures or legends lost. So, just kind of interested in, yeah. So, ability score increase. As a Tabaxi, your dexterity score increases by 2. So you have 2 dex, which is pretty ideal for a rogue.
Okay.
And your charisma score increases by 1, which could be useful. We'll see. Age, Tabaxis have lifespans equivalent to humans. I know you're not a human, but that's the frame of reference. So you're old when you're what? 20, 25, right?
Yeah, like 20,
Yeah, like
20, 25.
You're like geriatric when you're 30, something like that.
Might as well just be dead at that point.
Something like that, right? And then at 40, you're praying that the stem cell research will kick in, because you don't want to be the one that dies right before they learn how to make you immortal. That's just tragic. It'd be better if you died like a couple hundred years before.
I need those stem cells. Just let me in there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use my secret spy skills to break into a hospital and take a straw to the baby department.
Yes. You're like you're like the brain bug from Starship Troopers, but instead of sucking out brains, you suck out the stem cells.
It's like a crate of Capri Suns.
Yeah. And then Neil Patrick Harris, they capture you. And they like tie you up, and then Neil Patrick Harris comes up and he touches your forehead and he goes, "He's afraid! He's afraid!"
Is it Neil Patrick Harris?
I don't even know. I hope it is. I don't actually know.
Was he alive?
I don't know.
A long time ago.
Anyway. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You'll be like that. You'll be slurping up. It is. Let's fucking go. It's Diamond Neil. That man is like 50.
So
Anyways.
what kind of, this is like your campaign?
Yes, it is. It's completely, the setting is not based off of everything. And
that's cool.
Yeah. Cass, I'm just going to warn you, this should not be, like, indicative of what the average D&D campaign is going to be like, because I had to basically not cheat. I had to make it like a little bit lame. There's like
there's
like
mechanisms of the chat playing.
Yes,
stuff,
there's a
right?
contrived plot reason why the map is always going to be perfectly square and the same size. every time. Whereas like in general, like if you're playing a good D&D campaign, like the map size will change radically, you know, and like the playing field will change depending on whether you're doing like an epic castle defense battle or you're crawling through a claustrophobic dungeon. It should change, but there is a very contrived plot like reason why, you know, the playing field will always be the same, and that is not going to change. So like I apologize for that, but I do think that I tried really hard to make it fun in a different way. It's going to be a little bit more like video gamey, more combat heavy, but I think that hopefully we can keep it interesting. But yeah, expect it to be a little bit weird when it comes to like the way that the world looks and the world plays. Anyways, alignment, you could be whatever you want. That's fine. It does say that tabaxi are very rarely evil, though. Most of them are driven by curiosity rather than greed or other dark impulses.
See, guys, you misunderstand me. Curiosity.
Yeah. You didn't want to hurt anybody. You just wanted to see what, you know?
Exactly.
What would happen if you just very lightly tap them until they fell off the building, right?
So what is the alignment then? Like, are we talking about like lawful and neutral? Is that what it means?
Yes, which is in D&D terms like almost like a vestigial organ. Alignment used to matter a lot in the earlier editions of D&D. It doesn't really matter now. It's just more kind of like, oh, that's like a tradition, so we just have to add it. It used to matter a lot. It doesn't matter at all now. It does literally nothing. Although if you act out of alignment, like you have your character sheet that you made and then you had an alignment. If you act not according to what you put down, the DMs will usually just be like, I reserve the right to like change your alignment because you're clearly not lawful good. You're clearly like, I mean, at best chaotic neutral, right?
I'm a rogue, so I can't be too good, right?
Well, for example, my character, oh god, what was his name? I forgot what my dwarf.
Randonio.
No.
Oh,
the dwarf archaeologist rogue was a rogue, but he was a lawful good character. He was a lawful good. He legally
really good. That's like the furthest good.
Yeah. He completely legally, you know, obtained artifacts from other places and legally like put them into the museum at the college that he works at, you know? So everything was very much legal, above the boards. He's not a thief, you know? Feldspar Jones is a good one.
Feldspar? Like the paint?
Yeah. No, isn't feldspar like a type of rock?
Oh. What am I thinking of? I don't know. I want to be lawful evil.
You want to be lawful evil? Okay. Lawful evil. A lawful evil rogue. Tabaxi. Okay. Taller. Oh, tabaxi are taller than average on humans and relatively slender. Your size is medium, so you're taller than the average human.
Oh my gosh. I got the twink build.
Yes, you're otter mode, right? Maybe you're taller when you know, when you when you stretch, you know, or when somebody is like holding you under the armpits and they like lift you up and you seem to go on forever.
Like a cat?
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Honor mode twink. This is honor mode. There is no save scumming. If you die, you die. It's crazy.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, could it happen where I die, but the other characters, the chat characters, go on? Could that happen?
If that happens, it'll be like Left 4 Dead. Like, probably your guards, you know, the people that are like the chat, they're gonna, oh, I forgot to tell you this, Cass, but you're starting at level 1 and the chat characters are at level 2, so they're just stronger than you. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. The campaign would probably go on, right, until the end of that session, and then in between we would get together, we would help you roll up another new character, and then you would pop out of like a, you know, like a broom closet or something. You'll be like, oh, thank you for saving me. And then
I kill myself. Roll for initiative.
Excuse me.
I got a 5.
You got a 5. Okay.
Okay.
Let's look into like what dark vision is. Whatever. So feline agility, your reflexes and agility allow you to move with a burst of speed. When you move your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of the turn.
Whoa.
Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet on one of your following turns. So
can't you what?
So how this would work is like, as a free action, as long as this ability is unused, you could double your movement. So instead of moving 6 squares, you could move 12, right?
Okay.
And then that ability is like unusable until you spend a turn where you don't move at all. Like you're just standing there, and then you recover your stamina, and then you're able to do that again. That's actually really good. This is actually incredibly good because I don't think it uses your bonus action, your full action. It doesn't use anything. It's just
okay.
And
it's
it doesn't debuff you either. It's not like you're out of breath and you move slower. You're just like a normal person, like, you know, you're a normal person until you don't move, and then it recharges, which is pretty good.
Okay.
Cat's claws. Because of your claws, you have a climbing speed of 20 feet. It's pretty good.
Whoa.
In addition, your claws are natural weapons, which you can use to make unarmed strikes. If you hit with them, you deal slashing damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier. Pretty good. Instead of bludgeoning damage for a normal unarmed strike, which is not too bad.
Scratch.
I'm gonna give you like a heads up, a warning right now. Session 1, when we start the campaign and then you jump into it, you're going to be butt naked. Not butt naked, you'll still have clothing, but I'm not giving you any weapons or like food or anything. Like
it's like I isekai'd.
Sort of, yeah. And you need to I would say like the first order is definitely finding a weapon so that you could defend yourself, and then the second order would be finding food so you don't starve to death, because I'm giving you guys nothing when you guys jump in. So this is good. This will give you a weapon. Did you notice it's strength, not dexterity?
Strength, not dexterity.
Yeah.
So I'm not strong.
Well, as a rogue, I would recommend, there are strength rogue builds, so you could consider that. But in general,
I'm
a rogue,
agile, I'm fast, I'm good with my hands.
Yeah,
but
you have like +2 to your dexterity, +1 to charisma, so you're like a dexy. You know, you're like dexy, but
okay.
Your claw attack can only use strength. The strength rogue is a thing.
Oh, so I'm not wiping out armies with my claws, probably.
It's 1d4 is a pretty weak weapon, but it is, like I said, because you're spawning in with no weapons, it is good. But just keep in mind that like it's strength based, it's not dex. So
my acrylic nails, yeah.
Acrylic nails. Get the little thing that like you oven, you know, it's like an easy bake oven, but for your nails.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. So that's just one thing to keep track of. Like you'll always have a weapon for you to attack with, but it's strength based. So if you dump your strength, which is common, rogues tend to dump their strength. Like their lowest stat is their strength. Then it can actually deal like 1d4 minus 2 damage. So
it's like poking you.
Yeah. I guess
poking you with a Q-tip.
Yeah. I guess the point is, when you're deciding where to put your stats, consider not dumping strength. Maybe it doesn't have to be your highest stat, and it shouldn't, but consider making it like a 12, right?
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. That's all. Cat's talent, you have proficiency in perception and stealth, which are like 2 of the best skills. Languages, you could read, write, common, and 1 other language of your choice, which is pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and pre-check stealth and perception. Good. Okay. So what we're gonna do now, Cass, is we're gonna roll your stats, and what I'm gonna do is we'll do the standard D&D thing, which is you you roll 4 6-sided dice and you drop the lowest one. You drop the shittiest one, and then you add it up.
Are you gonna show these rolls? Do you want to roll for me?
Let's do honor system. you have an app. Do you have dice, like physical dice? That might be cool too. So it actually feels like you're like crafting.
I should get some, but no, I don't.
You don't have any physical dice. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. So just use the Google roller, and I think the Google roller you can't roll multiple dice, right? It's just one at a time.
No, I could add dice.
You can add them. Okay, then roll 4 of them, and then give me the 4 numbers.
4 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you a screenshot.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ugh. Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Okay.
I got. I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
I got 5, 4, 3, 3.
5, 4, 3, 3. I can't do math that quickly. 5, 4, 3, 3.
15
That's
total. Very middling.
You drop a 3. That's a 12, right? I think. Yeah, 12.
Yes, 12.
So that's a good, decent middle of the road. Okay. So you have to do that 6 times. You get 6 numbers.
Oh, okay. Let me break out the calculator. All right. Okay,
I'm writing it down. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
just roll the dice and then tell me.
So I roll 4 and drop 1.
Yeah, you roll 4,
okay.
Drop the lowest one.
All right. Next is. Uh-oh. 1, 1, 2, 6. So I dropped the lowest one. That's a 9.
9. 1, 1, 2, 6. Yeah, that's a 9. Don't worry. Everybody has a dump stat. That's the dump.
4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Roll. Oh. 1, 6, 3, 4. Drop the 1. 13.
13. Yeah.
Wait, is this the last one? 6 times?
You have to do it 6 times, so you have 3 more.
Okay. Roll. Oh. Ooh.
Good one.
6, 6, 6, 2.
Oh, 18.
18.
Nice. Okay.
Come on, quad once. How dare you? Don't manifest. Do you think angels and God do this when we're rolling humans? And there's some angels like, come on, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
right?
effed up.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the one that rolled up, like
roll
a bunch of 3s, you know.
Okay,
right.
2, 3, 4, 4. Drop the 2. 11.
11. You have pretty good stats. These are right. The 18 is like God tier. You're gonna be godly at something.
All right. Roll. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 12.
Yeah, 12. It's actually pretty cracked. Not bad. Okay.
Is that it?
Yes, that's it. You're ready to go. 18 dex at level 1. Okay.
Is it cracked, Your Honor?
It's pretty cracked. It's pretty cracked. Let me see. Let me think about this. So now you assign them. I'm not the sadist that makes you roll down the line. Have you ever heard that phrase?
Mm-mm.
So you don't get to choose where the stats go. They just go like you have 12 strength, 9 dexterity, 13 constitution, 18 intelligence.
That would be effed.
Yeah. Then I would just say you should be a wizard. Like don't be.
I see.
The wizard is like the only class that uses intelligence or something like that. But I'm gonna let you put them where you want them. So.
Okay. 18 obviously going to Dex.
And you're a tabaxi, which gives you +2 dexterity,
Holy.
which you're capped already. All right, so Baldur's Gate has a thing where you can just go above 20, and they just added that. Like there's like there's certain equipment and skills and things that you could do that make you go above 20. In actual 5th edition D&D, you cannot go above 20. That's like your cap. Like you just can't go higher than that. So,
okay,
congratulations, you're done. You're like maxed out. Imagine if you're playing like World of Warcraft, and you just maxed out at like 8,000 strength, like at level 1. This is the equivalent of what you just did.
I'm so dexterous. I could solve a Rubik's Cube with one hand and like play the keyboard with the other.
Yes, basically.
Okay, so for this, I'm just gonna go like highest lowest, I guess. So the 13.
Yeah, the 13.
What does Constitution do? Constitution
gives you HP. If you're a spellcaster, there's like some spells require you to concentrate on them, like they persist, right? Like It's not a fireball. You throw it and then you're done.
Constitution. It's like Dragon Ball. It's like being able to sustain. You're like
Yes,
damn.
yes. Like, or if you have a spell that forces somebody to fart uncontrollably for an hour, right? You have to concentrate on that spell to keep them farting uncontrollably.
Okay.
And that requires your concentration. And if you get hit, anytime you take damage, you have to roll a concentration saving throw, which is your constitution save. And if you fail that saving throw, if you roll under a 10, then you know, your concentration is broken. You know, like you stop thinking about their sphincter, and then like your spell ends and they can't, you know, they don't fart anymore uncontrollably. Yeah.
So I probably don't need intelligence.
Int, I would say, is definitely, it's useful because Int has a lot of skills that you could use out of combat. I think it has the most. Dex and Int have the most, but not that important if you're not a wizard. Int is useful for rogues. I guess if you go Arcane Trickster. Did you know about this, Cass? Like, at level 3, you can specialize as a rogue and be like a thief or an Arcane Trickster, which is like a magic rogue. But the magic that you cast is not as good, right? So I do think that let's try to make these stats a little bit like permanent. Allow you to like change your character a little bit after we start rolling, but like respecs are like off the table. It would have to be like,
okay,
yeah, for a good reason.
Well,
that like,
based on like my loose understanding of like how RPGs and stuff work,
yeah,
and the character, I would imagine charisma, right? Because I'm like a rogue.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want to trick people.
Yeah. Deception, intimidation. These are the skills that are necessary for a good spy, right? So are you thinking like 13? If you do 13 there, you actually have +1 charisma, so it'll make it 14. That's pretty good.
Yes.
Okay. So let's try charisma 14. And we'll just leave it at that. We could change it around. We're still picking, right? Then after we're done, you could look at it and kind of squint and be like, yeah, that's about right. That's what yeah. So 13 is gone. Now you have a pair of 12s.
Constitution's your HP. I'm not getting hit. I'm not getting hit. Watch.
Maybe dumping, maybe putting 9 in Constitution if you really don't need it, you know?
Okay. Wisdom? What does wisdom do?
Wisdom for you, the main thing it's going to do is it's going to allow you to have a higher perception and insight check. That's the main thing that it does for you.
That sounds important.
It's pretty important. It is. Like, both for like sensing incoming danger. Like if I have like a rogue, you're a rogue, but there are going to be rogues in this setting too, right? And they're going to try to sneak up on you and give you a little bit of the old in out, you know, a little bit of backstab action. It lets you like detect threats that are coming in, but it's also kind of like, for example, let's say you're trading with the merchant and you're like, oh, I found this piece of treasure in the dungeon. I want to sell it. How much will you give me for it? And then the merchant is like, oh, it's okay, but it's, you know, it's kind of common. I'll give you 20 gold pieces for it. And then you're like, well, I want to see whether this guy is trying to con me, right? And it's like, then you roll an insight check and it's like, oh yeah, he's absolutely deceiving you. Like he's super greedy. Like he thinks that this thing is worth like 1,000 gold and he's trying to like swindle you. Or if you fail your insight check, it's just like, he seems to be pretty trustworthy.
Okay, you know, I think I know the distribution here. I think I want to do 12 wisdom.
Okay.
12 constitution,
Okay.
11 strength, 9 intelligence.
So you're kind of like a himbo.
Wait, you said I don't need to be smart.
No, you don't.
I don't need to be smart.
It's not necessary.
I just need to be dexterous. I need to be skillful and
Yes. I would say, this is my opinion. I would say this is the way that I would do it. If you were not a tabaxi, I would consider swapping strength and intelligence, but I would say this is like pretty good.
Sounds good.
All right, okay. So your stats are done being rolled. This looks pretty good. It's like kind of crazy that you have 20 dexterity.
Oh, I'm dexterous.
It's very unusual. I feel like this is probably the reason why, if you've ever played Baldur's Gate 3, they don't let you roll stats anymore because of this. Like, the highest stat...
dummy strong?
Yeah, the highest stat that you can get out the gate at level 1 in Baldur's Gate is 17. Like, if you have a +2 and then you roll like a 15, that's like the highest you get. You can't even get to 18, right? And it's to give you that like wiggle room to grow, but it's just you're basically capped on your attacking stat, which is really good. Sure would be a shame if, you know,
what
this character were to die.
No.
Yes, we rolled for stats. The your two wardens, your jail wardens, also roll for stats, and I don't think they rolled as high as you.
That's right. Know your place.
But they're one level higher, and they'll always be one level higher than you. Okay, let's look at your skills. Let's see. Proficiencies, choose 4. Okay, so you see the skills right here? Oh wait, hold on a second. Let's see what your saving throws are. Dex and intelligence. Okay. Int. Dex. There you go. Your HP is set, so it's 8 plus 1, 9. You have 9 HP, brother.
Is that good?
I wouldn't say it's great.
What kind of, like, in practical terms, what's the equivalent of like a hit I could take? Like someone swinging an axe at me,
level 1,
someone pushing me over. Like what is that?
There's different types of axes, right? So if we're talking like a big Conan the Barbarian two-handed axe, that's a D12 plus strength. So let's say like the average like fighty barbarian, like, you know, big swinging dick, you know, warrior swings a big great axe at you. It deals D12, so 1 to 12 plus 3.
Oh.
So it could potentially deal 15 points of damage, right?
So I have 9.
You have 9 HP.
Maybe like someone could swing a bat and maybe not on the head, but bonk me on my body.
Yeah, let's look at like the average, like, you know, the average damage. Like a town guard equipped with a short sword would be able to deal D6. That's the short sword damage, right? And then maybe they have +1 or +2 strength. Let's say +2, right? So they'll be able to deal maximum 8 points of damage to you, minimum 3 to 8 points of damage. Here's the thing, though. You're not gonna get hit, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get hit. So you might as well just have 1 HP. It's fine. Effectively, like, if you never get hit, who cares?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. So what's the next thing that we're gonna do? Background will give you a couple. You can make a custom one, and then I'll decide what to give you.
I looked some up. I saw one that was literally a spy, criminal spy.
Oh, okay. You want to do that one?
Either that or charlatan.
Ah, the charlatan, like a con man, right?
I pick charlatan.
Charlatan. Okay. I like it. Lawful evil charlatan. Tabaxi. Tabaxi is innocent! Tabaxi has committed no crime! Anyway. Okay, so as a rogue, you can choose from 4 skills, right?
Okay.
Acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, perception, which you already have, so you can't double dip. Can't. Performance, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth. So stealth and perception you already have. So you can pick...
Stealth and perception I already have.
Yeah, pick another 2 from this list right here.
Animal handling.
I don't think you have animal handling.
Okay.
It's from a list: acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, perception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand.
Investigations or sleight of hand. Which one? I have stealth and which one?
Perception. The two best
Perception.
ones. Yeah.
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
How many am I picking?
4. And then you're going to
4?
get 2 more from Charlatan, I believe.
What is performance?
Performance is usually if you're telling a story, if you're playing an instrument, if you're singing, you know, it's your ability to perform and get people to pay attention to you.
I mean, sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand is
already
good.
Should I be making up like just for? You know, do I lean into what I'm good at, or because sleight of hand? Yeah, sleight of hand for sure, right?
Okay. I am undecided. I need to think about it over the next 2 weeks as to whether I want to do the Baldur's Gate system, which is if you're like lock picking, it's a sleight of hand check. But in the actual game of D&D 5th edition is actually a thieves tools check, a thievery tool, which as a rogue you have that. You start with the ability to use thieves tools, and it's a thieves tool check. I'm leaning towards making a thieves tool check. I don't want to make it too close to Baldur's Gate. I want it to be more in line with like old school D&D, because I feel like I love Baldur's Gate, but definitely it's a homebrew. There's a lot of homebrew stuff in BG3, which I think is good. It makes the game fun, but it's different. It's very different.
Okay. Acrobatics.
Acrobatics is a good one.
Sounds about right.
If you are getting grappled, like somebody has grabbed you and they're trying to like hold you down so that they can arrest you, that is an athletics or an acrobatics check to get out of a grapple. So it's good to have.
Get your hands off me.
Yeah. You can like dislocate your shoulder and then like they're suddenly holding onto something that's too floppy. They didn't think it would be floppy, and then you get the heck out of there. Yeah. So you picked sleight of hand and acrobatics. You have 2 more. If you want my opinion, you should have a charisma one, which is intimidation, persuasion, and deception. Those are the big 3, and that's how you use to talk to people and get your way. And you could pick multiple, but I would pick at least one of the 3.
Gotta be persuasion.
You want to be able to persuade people? Okay. So keep in mind that, for example,
deception.
Deception is if you're lying. Like, I won't allow you to use persuasion if you're lying, right? And if you're not lying, I won't allow you to use deception. See?
Ooh, okay. Deception.
Deception? Okay. And then, you know, it's really up to you. I think insight is useful. One of the other charisma ones is also useful, just like, you know, to have 2 tools in your belt when you're talking to people.
Insight. To think. To know.
Intuit.
It sounds. I think insight. That sounds, yeah. To be able to be like, what's going on here?
This is pretty good. Okay. And then let's look at Charlatan. What does Charlatan give you? Oh, you already have deception and sleight of hand. Oh shit. All right, you get to pick 2 more because you picked sleight of hand, deception, and Charlatan gives you that. I did not know that.
Persuasion.
Okay. Persuasion. Oh no. Yeah, there we go.
And investigation.
Investigation. Okay. That's pretty good. Man, you're like a. There's a word. There's a phrase for this type of character that you're building. They're known as skill monkeys.
What is it?
A skill monkey is a character. So these things that you're looking up, skills, they're almost entirely like out of combat. They're for like out of combat stuff. Like there's in combat, out of combat, and you're basically building something that a character that excels at out of combat stuff.
I see.
Yeah, and if you look at it, you basically have half of all the skills.
Excellent.
And then you could get because you could get feats instead of increasing your stats when you level up to certain points. You could actually get other, like some of them have to start with the goal of getting like every single one. Like,
I see.
Yeah. Good. Okay, what's the next thing that you choose? Saving throws are done. Equipment, no. Expertise. At the first level, choose 2 of the skills that you're proficient in. And your proficiency with thieves tools. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check. Okay, so you could choose any of the 2 of the skills that you gain, and then also thieves tools, which you're proficient with, right?
Any of
you are an expert at those 2 that you select, and you double your bonus, which is +2.
Wait, of any of them?
Any of the ones that you selected. Yeah, so acrobatics, deception, insight, investigation.
I'm a master?
You're like a master at it. And I'm not gonna recommend
pick the ones.
Yeah.
So just like metagaming, yeah. I would feel like I want to pick something that's low, on the lower end, instead of maxing out something that's kind of high already, because I'm already kind of proficient in it. So why, maybe I could become more well-rounded by picking something. Is that, what do you think about that train of thought?
It is true. All right, so how it works is, do you see this proficiency bonus? This is a +2. When you reach certain levels, that proficiency bonus will go up. So I think the first time that it goes up is when you hit level 5. It's now a +3, right? And you get +3 to all of these that you have picked. Right now it's +2, but like you'll get +3. And if you're an expert at that, which is you're choosing 2 of them, you'll get, instead of +3, you'll get +6.
Holy moly.
So you get like way better. You get like really good at it, and it like, it's like a runaway freight train. Like as you level up, because then, eventually you have +4, then it's +8. Then I think the highest you can get is like +6 at the highest level. So it's like +12. It goes like fucking crazy.
If I did like persuasion, would I have the Gios?
No, it's not a Gios in that like you can like, because that would be, because I think the Gios exists in this world. Like it's a high level magic spell. It would just make you very, very persuasive. Like, for example, I don't think you would be able to persuade a boss to throw down their weapon and kiss your feet. Like, no amount of persuasion.
I can't free run anybody.
I don't think you would be able to free run anybody. But
dang it,
with a high enough persuasion roll, I do think that, for example, it wouldn't be out of ordinary for somebody to, like, they wouldn't give you their best weapon, but it would just be like, you're so pathetic, and they feel for you so much, and you remind them of their little brother or their son or something, right? That they'll give you their second best weapon and be like, hey, just return this to me when you can, right?
Okay.
Like, that's about the extent of like how far you could push it. They wouldn't give you their like number one, like, yeah. It would be exceptionally high, but there are limits to it, right?
I mean, sleight of hand, that's where I'm kind of leaning towards right now.
Sleight of hand, when we're playing, will be your ability to, I think the main thing that you'll be able to do is to pickpocket.
Oh,
that's what sleight of hand is. Yeah, it's going to allow you to steal. That's what it's going to do. It will not, like in Baldur's Gate, allow you to lockpick. Lockpicking is a thief tool check, which you can also become specialized in. You can become an expert lockpicker. You can do that.
Maybe acrobatics. I feel like I'll use acrobatics.
Acrobatics is pretty good. Yeah.
Acrobatics for sure.
Okay.
Stealth?
And one more. Stealth? Stealth is pretty good as well.
I know that kind of sounds, maybe that sounds a little standard, but, I'm a rogue. Yeah?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Charisma is the lockpicking tool of the heart. Kind of true. Kind of true. Right. This is pretty good. So you need to find a weapon as soon as you can. You need to find a weapon because sneak attack will not work on an unarmed attack. So the last two things that you get is the thieves' cant, which is a secret language that only other thieves know, and it's like partially like keywords, partially like a secret language like Pig Latin, and also partially like a secret language that you can write down, and you basically it's a language that only other thieves know. So you could write it down, and if the other person that's like listening to you is not a thief, they'll have no idea what you're talking about. It's just gibberish.
Okay.
That I don't think I've ever used. I don't think I've ever seen.
I'm gonna kill them. I'm not gonna talk to them.
Yeah. And then the other ability that you get is a sneak attack. Beginning at the first level, you know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to a creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack roll. The attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon. You don't need advantage on the attack.
What's finesse?
Finesse is... So normally, every weapon, every melee weapon requires strength. It's a strength roll because if you swing hard, right? But a finesse weapon is light enough and like kind of tricksy enough that you can use dexterity instead of strength.
Like a fencing sword,
a dagger, a fencing sword,
cards,
a short sword. Cards.
Okay.
Where you like Gambit?
Like I'm Gambit.
Yeah. Actually, I had a concept for a Gambit-like character because there's a low-level cantrip that nobody ever uses, and it's called Magic Stone. And basically, with your bonus action, you could pick up 3 rocks off the ground and then imbue them with magic. And when you throw them, they deal magic damage instead of like. So I had this idea that I would build a character around that, and it would be like re-flavored, like. The character has like a deck of cards, and then they use Magic Stone and turn them, and then like they throw the cards, which is cool.
That's cool.
Nobody ever fucking uses Magic Stone. It's like a
shame.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of room for flavor if you don't care about being like the big swinging dick, absolute max damage, great weapon master, which is like it's kind of boring, Anyway. So the attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon. So like, a dagger, a short sword, a bow, some type of bow or crossbow. You do not need it. Cutlery, yeah. You do not need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. That enemy is not incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. The amount of extra damage increases as you gain levels in this class, shown in the sneak attack column of the rogue table. I think the next time your damage goes up is basically every other level. So at level 1, you deal 1d6 once a turn, right? And then at second level is still 1d6. But at third level, you deal 2d6, and it just keeps going up like that. Every other level.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. I think, how it's going to shake out in combat, we'll probably do a test run, right? Is that you have 2 party members that are assisting you. And I'm going to warn you right now, the barbarian in your party, the barbarian has a heart of gold. You can trust the barbarian. You're probably going to be attacking whatever is next to the barbarian, because then you gain your sneak attack. The other party member is a little garden gnome sorcerer. Do not trust the gnome. The gnome...
That's my party.
Is evil and does not have... The gnome did some fuckery. The gnome attacked the barbarian in the first session, so the gnome might attack you. But I'm relatively certain that you can trust the barbarian, and the barbarian will never attack you. But
the barbarian's the slime.
Yeah, the slime girl. Yeah. The gnome is... the gnome...
Twitch would be untrustworthy.
Huh?
Twitch would be untrustworthy.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've built your character. Your armor is going to be pretty good. You're butt naked. You're just wearing clothes. Is it Twitch or YouTube that's offline? Are we good? Are we back? They're saying that the gnome killed the stream. I mean, we're still in Discord and we're still chatting with each other. I can hear you. So is it just we're back?
You're still good on Twitch, I think.
Okay.
I'm checking right now. Well, first I will have to watch 47 ads in a row. But
47 ads.
Once I'm done watching 47 ads in a row, I'll be able to see if you're still live on Twitch.
I think we're good. I think we're back. Not too bad.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah. What were we talking
Hey.
about? Encumbrance rules. Oh yeah, I will tell you, Cass, that in this setting, it's very much like a
Wait,
low...
they can't hear you for some reason.
They can't hear me? Oh no. Hello? Hello? Twitch, can you hear me? Twitch muted? Twitch no audio? I think Twitch audio gone. I have no idea how to fix that.
Huh, they can't hear what we're saying.
And we
YouTube.
basically, we could say whatever we want. We could say the most outrageous, you know, fucked up shit, and they won't be able to stop us.
Like.
Remember that one
restart the
time we
Twitch?
raided like a cute dog girl, like a corgi VTuber, and then we're like, what if we just like raid her and she's just like super fucking racist? You remember that? And then you had like the falsetto voice where you're like, what did you say?
I don't remember. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
I think I forgot what it was. It was pretty good. I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
I don't remember this.
It was like a year ago to this day. It was like in September of last year, where it's like, I wish somebody could find it because I think it's like one of the funniest I remember.
I literally can't even recall.
YouTube can hear, bro. Be careful. Yeah. Anyways. Yes, exactly like that. It's like, bark. I just think we should be careful about, you know, who we let into the country. Something like that.
That sounds like something I'd say.
Anyway. So what? Oh yeah, my Twitch is not good. That's fine though. We finished rolling the character. I think is there anything else left to do? We were talking about, ooh, YouTube is also kind of weirding out. It might actually be my my program, Streamlabs, which is not super great, and I've been considering moving away from it. But
oh, I actually can't. I wanted to use Streamlabs, and I can't even use it because I have so many YouTube accounts that when I try to log in to Streamlabs, it says pick it, and my channel is not on that list because it only gets like the top few channels, and so it doesn't work for me. It's actually one of the big reasons why I don't multi-stream. I mean, I have a lot of other reasons, but one of them is that I can't log into my Streamlabs account that I use the multi-streaming from because it won't let me select my own channel.
It goes like off the the selectable like tab, and then you just can't go down there.
I have too many YouTube channels.
I mean, Master of Disguise, right? You could be a bunch different.
Never know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think we've rolled the character. What did we want to talk about?
My
Something
name.
About, like, oh yeah, the name, the last thing, and then we can call it.
I mean,
so you have. I'm gonna tell you like right now, this is like a pretty strong character out the gate at level 1. Rogues have an issue where people are mean to rogues. They're like, oh, they suck. They get really weak. They don't deal that much damage after level 5.
Sounds about right.
But the rogue is actually like in terms of like out of combat, and they're pretty good in combat still. Just going by what it is, you know? And as we progress, I will consider like homebrewing things. Like I can't change the class because the class is set in stone, but I might be able to give you like a weapon or like a magic item that will allow you to keep pace with like, for example, the barbarian. So we can figure out how to finagle that. I think this is the base of a pretty good rogue you got going. Not too bad.
I think my name for this one, I think it would just be Casper Cataccini.
Oh, are you gonna spell it like the correct way, the normal way?
Wait. Hold on. Wait.
Okay,
this is important. Let me think. Wait, hold on. What am I? A tabaxi?
A tabaxi, yeah.
Casper Tabaxacini.
is it Casper with like the correct way to spell it? Purr.
The real way.
Okay, the real way. Okay. And then Tabaxacini. Tabaxacini, like that.
Tabaxacini.
Casper Tabaxacini.
Yep.
Something like that.
Tabaxacini. Casper Tabaxacini.
All right.
Wait. Cass Rogue Tabaxacini.
Cass Rogue, like that. Something like that. Tabasco.
Cass Rogue Tabaxacini. Perfect.
Tabasco-chini. Tabasco-chini.
What?
Like, look at this one. Are you seeing it?
Tabasco-chini?
Tabasco-chini.
You know what? Sure.
Cass Rogue Tabasco-chini. It's pretty good.
Yep.
It's pretty good. I guess.
Cass Rogue Tabasco Tabasco-chini.
Tabasco-chini. Sounds Italian. It's getting longer.
Wait. Actually, I changed my mind. I want it to be. I feel like the character's personality is finally coming together. Can
Okay.
we make it Casperio?
Casper.
I feel he'd be a Casperio.
Casperio. Okay.
So just Casper.
Uh-huh.
Wait, no. Tabasco-chini as still.
Uh-huh.
Casperio Tabasco-chini. Yes.
So it's like a
Perfect.
It's like an Italian, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Casperio Tabasco-chini.
This is a character that you could definitely take in and just be really strong out the gate.
I'm getting into
Yeah. So I would like to know a little bit more about like the character. Is it closer to how you are in real life, Cass, or is there things that make this character different?
He's got this kind of this sensuality about him. He's a little trickster. I'm Casperio. The name's Casperio Tabasco-chini. Oh, I am ousted from my clan. The Tabasco-chinis created this great elixir called Tabasco, but they could not. They ousted me from their great empire, the Tabasco Empire. I'm scorned, and so I turned I'm trick on the streets. I steal and I thieve, but I'm still a little bit lawful. Not completely evil, because I have that Tabasco-chini in me. A professionalism that other rogues do not have, because it is just in my blood. You do not build empires by being a complete evil charlatan. Just a little bit of evil. And I am Casperio Tabasco-chini. I am mastered the sleight of hand. I can solve a Rubik's Cube with one hand and play with my fidget spinner with the other. I am Casperio Tabasco-chini.
Okay.
With my two devoted followers.
Your two devoted followers, your henchmen.
My henchmen, my followers.
Okay. So this character is pretty distinct from you, but you know, it's got little elements that you could say are like.
Yes, you could say so.
Okay. It's good. One last thing, and then we could finish up the stream. What do you think Casperio looks like? Can you describe him to me?
Yeah, he's built otter mode. He's
Otter mode.
I'm a slender but taut form, a slender but taut figure.
Okay.
And I have the face of not so much like a tabax, more like a house cat, as opposed to like a fox feline.
Oh, okay.
More of a house cat type of face. Red fur. Shines like a pool of blood under the moonlight.
Like a pool of blood.
Yes. Bright blue eyes with a hint of red. That's the Tabasco-chini in me, that hint of red. That's Tabasco sauce.
He's got a little Tabasco-chini in him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have earrings just like I wear now. See?
Oh,
See?
okay.
The same earrings. I have a mask just like my mask right here.
Okay, okay.
I have
A hat? No hat?
no hat.
No hat.
No hat. I
No
need to
hat.
hear. I need my ears free so I can hear what lies in the dungeons and the forests.
Okay.
And
Do you have a mustache that you twirl? Like a villain mustache?
no mustache.
No mustache?
No mustache.
Okay.
No mustache.
Interesting.
I don't like getting milk on it.
You don't like getting milk on it?
Yes, Casperio Tabascocini is not lactose intolerant, and he likes to drink milk all the time. The creamiest dairy products you could imagine, cheese and milk, constantly. It's so delicious.
It's pretty good. All right. Are you going to use that voice for Tabascocini as we're playing?
Yes.
Yes.
And the hair, Tabascocini has hair like mine on top of his fur, but the front bang, like you see here, I have this front bang. At the very tip of it, there is a tiny little green ahego, and it kind of looks like a pepper, like a Tabasco.
Like a pepper. All right. I have it.
And that's what I look like. That's what Tabascocini looks like.
Oh, I'm hyped. This is going to be good. This is actually better than the other dude that I had set up because I think this fits into
What
a
was his
party.
name?
You don't need to worry about him. He's probably dead
Okay.
now. But he chose a character that was pretty difficult in terms of like skill cap. And also, I'm not entirely sure it meshed well with the party. I do think that it was a healing class. Druid is a healing class. So there's no healer in this party, right?
My
But there's
God.
also nobody that could do the scouting, the lock picking.
I think this works out then.
And I do think that the way that I'm going to play the game, it's weighted more heavily towards like dealing damage. And this is way better at like dealing damage than the other one.
okay.
So I do think that the party is going to be a little bit stronger overall, and it's going to be good. All right, Cass, thank you so much for
All right.
rolling a
Thanks
character
for
with me.
having me, guys.
Yeah, we're going to be playing session 1. I'm not going to give you any hint of like, you're just going to
Okay.
jump in, and this character is going to be with, you know, Twitchy, the gnome sorcerer, and you two, the slime girl barbarian.
Excellent.
And
Yes,
there's no
my
need.
followers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.
Yep. Later. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. And yeah. So not next week, but the week after that is going to be session 1. And then hopefully after that, every 2 weeks, we're going to be playing D&D together. And Dimeout has a really cool program. You just type in chat, and you need to type certain things. It's like a command code, almost like a command input, and then you're going to be able to control the character. And he has a new system in place. Should I spoil it? Let's not squeal. There is a system in place that he made where you could stay on your stream of choice, whether YouTube or Twitch, and affect the other side. So you don't need to have both streams open. You could just stay in the you know, if you're like a YouTube chat and you hate Twitch, you could just stay on YouTube, and then there's something that you'll be able to type in when it's like not on, you know. It's gonna be great. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and see if there's anybody that I can send you guys off to. Who's streaming right now? There's not a lot of people that are streaming. Huh. Let's see. Is there anybody that I haven't rated yet that you guys might be interested in checking out? Do you guys... Well, Luna is always like a go-to, but what about Red Claw? Have I ever rated Red Claw before? Do you guys know who that is? Anybody? Let's just do Red Claw. That's fine. Bodega is cool. Super cool. maybe a long time ago. All right, let's do Red Claw. Yeah, the T-Rex guy. Let's do it. Anybody on YouTube? We'll check that real quick. Oh, there's nobody in my Twitch yet because it went down. That's fine. Let's go ahead and send you off. Okay. YouTube. Oh yeah, Tetma streaming. Let's do that. Reset. Okay. Let me reload just in case. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will try not to miss a day this week. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow, membership, and then you know we're gonna play a little bit more South Park, some Celeste. I got my controller. My controller arrived, so I'm definitely not gonna be playing Celeste one-handed anymore. Which implies that I'm like jerking it while I'm playing, which is weird. That's like a weird. You know what? Let's just end the stream.